No filme Spotlight, Segredos Revelados, que ganhou o Oscar de melhor filme deste ano, o personagem dele é interpretado pelo ator Michael Keaton. Na vida real, Walter Robinson tem 70 anos e está no jornal The Boston Globe desde 1972. Ele chefiou a equipe de jornalismo que revelou um grande escândalo de abuso sexual. Robinson veio ao Rio para participar do festival Piauí, Globonews e Jornalismo. First of all, thank you for being here with us, Mr.
I'm
Robinson.
delighted, thank you.
Okay. In a recent interview to a Brazilian newspaper, you said that the newspaper still is the most reliable source of information. How can we really trust on newspapers due to the fact that the media companies are big conglomerates? They gather from newspaper to film studios, with different and multiple interests.
Well, I think we're being asked to trust the journalism and the journalists, never mind who owns it. Newspapers have the resources, they have the staff, and the reporters are very good at getting information. Obviously, all of us should try to get information from different sources, from television news, from magazines, from different newspapers, so we can judge what's most reliable. But it is true that newspapers have the resources, and the journalists don't really care who owns the paper. They want to get the story, and that's what we have to trust.
Yeah. Your crew was awarded the Pulitzer, right?
Yes.
For the article portrayed in the movie. How can the press keep on producing bigger articles facing this international crisis on their traditional medias?
Because of the economic malaise of many news organizations, they're not able to do in-depth international reporting anymore because they've had to cut positions and cut reporters. And at least in the US, many newspapers that had foreign bureaus overseas no longer do because it's very expensive. So there are many other ways for reporters, non-traditional ways, different platforms to do good journalism, but it costs money. And so you need to develop a revenue stream to pay salaries of the reporters because news isn't free. Somebody has to pay for it.
Yeah. Do you believe that crowdfunding projects, do you know crowdfunding, can be helpful to finance investigative journalism?
I think crowdfunding is one useful tool that, if used properly, can help fund, say, certain particular journalism projects, like one story that a reporter or two reporters want to do. But as a long-term solution, I don't think it plays a major role.
Yeah. Okay. From what you read about the Brazilian press on recent political events, what's your impressions on how reliable can our media be, Brazilian media?
I actually don't know enough about the Brazilian press to know that. I know, and I've met many really wonderful reporters since I've been here, and you know, you have a free press, and you have a government that's in a shambles, and I understand it's being well covered, and you have a presidential election coming up in 2 years, and hopefully you'll do better.
Yeah.
I mean, the government will be better as a result.
You are a part of teaching staff's partners on Stanford, right? What's the biggest challenge of teaching journalism nowadays?
There's no big challenge to teaching journalism because there are many really extraordinarily smart college students who have looked around and tried to figure out, okay, what am I going to do with my life? What can I do with my life that's worthwhile? What can I do that will help people who need help? How can I make a contribution to society? And many of these young people are deciding that journalism is the way to do this. So there's some wonderful students coming into journalism. They want to do investigative reporting. They want to make government better. They want to help people in their lives. So it's not difficult at all teaching that, believe me.
And the last one, what are the most important assets for a good journalist in this modern world?
You have to be committed to getting at the truth. You have to understand the importance of the truth in a democratic society, and how we really can't function well as a democracy unless people know what's going on. If people don't have the right information, they very often can't make the right decisions. This is what's going on in the US right now, because many people are getting wrong information, and we have one very horrible candidate for president as a result of that.